Ever wanted to go somewhere with the best replacement bus service in the world? Ever wanted to go somewhere where you can see this monstrosity? Ever wanted to go somewhere where everyone hates each other and they'll probably hate you too? So, you've seen the films, now come see the set. It's London, UK! Let's run through the basics. London is the capital city of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom itself is made up of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and the London commuter zone. London is all the way down here. Now, London controls the nations with an iron grip, and the locals really appreciate that. Oh. So, what does London have to offer? There's strange skyscrapers, great for seeing what bored billionaires spend their money on. There's the London Underground, great for being squashed into thousands of sweaty, chronically depressed people. There's the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum, great for feeling disappointment. And the Houses of Parliament, great for seeing endless protests. And finally, there's all these too. What does London's history look like? It goes something like this. Thousands of years ago, there was mud. Then enter the Romans, who founded a place called Londinium. After that came the Dark Ages with Vikings. A few hundred years after that came the Normans, who ended up building a few things. Then London ruled the world through its empire. After that came the World Wars, and today we've got Brexit, coronavirus, and everyone literally hates each other. The best way to get into London would be by air. Now, London is served by Stansted, Gatwick, Heathrow, a whole range of airports. And slowly, over the years, bit by bit, London is pretty much going to be turned into one giant airport itself. What's the best thing about London? London is undeniably a cultural powerhouse with some of the biggest and best art galleries and museums in the entire world. And the best thing is, they are free. So, head over to the British Museum to see ancient Egyptian mummies, ancient Greek Parthenon sculptures, the medieval Sutton Hoo treasure. Then, afterwards, head over to the V&A Museum if you like jewellery and seeing lots of, well, pots. Head over to the National Gallery to see Michelangelo paintings, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, anything you want. And then head over to Tate Modern to see some modern crap art as well. Very nice. Right, the single worst thing about London is that it literally gets everything it wants at the detriment of everywhere else in the country. Here's a quick example. Excuse me, I'm a councillor for Northern England and I'd like to invest in a train. Do you have any more money, please? Because it's slightly broken. Sorry, we've run out of money. UK government and all. What can we do? Whoops. At the same time, hello there, London here. I would love an army of golden dinosaurs floating above London because it's got no apparent reason and it'll cost billions. But I'm London and that's what I want. You know what? That's a brilliant idea. How much money do you need? Take it all, it's yours, anything. But this happens all the time. Every single situation, London gets everything. The strangest thing about London goes something like this. Do you want to work in London? Do you live hundreds of miles away? Do you aspire working in a coffee shop on minimum wage, serving rude, self-righteous idiots? Want to live in depressing, overpriced accommodation? Well, join today and sign up to London's ever-growing army of foreign underpaid and exploited workers. Why are they in London? No one knows. Where they're from? No one knows. And what they're going to do after? Again, no one really knows. London is full of weird and wonderful things, but possibly the best souvenir you can buy is a train or bus ticket to anywhere outside London. Your friends and family will be amazed, astonished, and bewildered to hear your stories of the mythical, wondrous places you could visit. Stories of how you met actual, happy, nice, fun-loving people who weren't doped up on antidepressants. And your ticket will be the proof they'll need to believe your magical story. They'll love it. So, you're probably wondering where there is to go outside of London. So, visit some druids at Stonehenge. Go see some drunks at Newcastle. Go to Leeds? Go see these cathedrals. Go see these rocks. Basically, go anywhere. Just please anywhere outside of London. Just go anywhere. Let's round this off with the final scores. So, does London have a natural landmark? No. Does London have any natural objects? This sounds really crap, but I'm going to go for the minerals and the diamonds at the Natural History Museum. They're actually really good. Does London have a built landmark? Big Ben, obviously. Does London have any historical objects? In the British Museum, go see the Rosetta Stone. And then, does London have any traditional or modern art masterpieces? Head over to the National Gallery to see The Ambassadors by Hans Holbein, and then finish off at Tate Modern with the Seagram Murals by Mark Rothko. So, altogether, London comes in at a score of 5 out of 6, cementing its place as a cultural powerhouse of the world. So, if you crave disappointment, want to see locals as happy as a horde of depressed lemmings whilst seeing the great treasures of the world, then London is most definitely the place for you. Coming up next, Verduz, Liechtenstein.